Welcome everyone to the RedFlex, the one and only channel in the world, which is run by 4 Manchester United supporting brothers. And all 4 brothers are extremely sad today. We have seen a shambolic, diabolical, and embarrassing performance today from Manchester United. I think there are some things that you can kind of take from it, reasons why, etc. 6-1 sounds disgusting, and it is disgusting, but there are certain things that I'm going to give on my point of view about, but I don't know about everyone else. We'll go around the screen. Abdul.
Yeah, first of all, obviously, what a shock that was. I think before the match, I think I said United were going to win 2-0. So obviously I was wrong by a mile. I know a lot of people are now going to say Ole out, Ole out. Obviously, the book would stop with him, but I think there's a lot of underlying issues, including our recruitment, including our fitness levels and sharpness. Obviously, it probably sounds like an excuse, but I think we're not sharp enough at the moment. We're having effectively a pre-season during the league campaign, and it's not working, obviously. Obviously, I think we've all heard what Neville has said, what Evra has said. Evra is obviously, you can tell he is bleeding Manchester United. He was so emotional on Sky. He's very passionate, and I think there's a lot of issues we need to address here now.
Okay, I think your audio is a little bit loud, but we'll get that sorted in a sec. Cass.
I think it's been a very difficult day being a Man United fan today. I think I'm finding it difficult to put in words.
Do you need a minute? Do you need a minute? Do you want me to move on?
I think we should move on, Paris.
Okay, you compose your thoughts. Compose your thoughts.
I'm gonna try and put it into words, but honestly, it just reminds me of the City game. You know, it's just that kind of, honestly, that disgusting, horrible feeling where you just think, you know what, it's all over. It can't get any better from here. But you know, yeah, there's just so many different factors you can talk about here about, you know, why it happened, how it happened, all this kind of stuff. I mean, you know, some people might say, oh yeah, well, we're down to 10 men, all that. No, trust me, I've watched the game. Even if it was 11v11, we still would have lost that game. Maybe it might not have been 6-1, but definitely would have lost that game. Players were not at it. The energy levels, the sharpness, the passion, the drive, you know, going for the second ball, it just wasn't there. We were just absolutely all over the place. And it's like, you know, Ole's not had the backing of the Glazers, of Woodward. You know, what he plays in, they've not arrived, and it's all a bit last minute now. You know, we've got actually Martial now. He's like going to be suspended, so there's going to be this mad rush to get, you know, like Cavani, and if he's coming in, to get him started straight away. But you know, the players are absolutely shambolic, and yeah, I mean,
regardless of recruitment, we should not be losing 6-1. Yeah. Like, even when under Fergie, when we went down to 10 men, we wouldn't capitulate. Like, we'd lose the game. Like, if we were 2-1 down and Fergie was a manager with 10 men, we would have just lost 2-1. We wouldn't have just broken. But I'm going to get to that when it's my go. Cass, have you composed yourself?
Yeah, I think I've been given some time to compose myself. I think in the immediate aftermath of the game, there was a lot of feelings that I was going through, but I've had time to reflect, and I'm going to try and put a positive spin on this, and I'm going to try and do that.
There is no
positive.
I think a lot of people obviously compare the Manchester United standards, the Manchester United history, the Manchester United reputation, and we always compare it to Sir Alex Ferguson. And every time somebody does that, I always think, you know, that's not the right thing, because obviously he was, you know, once in a lifetime person who achieved something unbelievable at one club. I think we keep comparing Manchester United to how we used to be over the last few seasons. We're a team that finishes 5th, 6th. Manchester United are not a big club. These results are going to be expected. We're not as good as we think.
No,
don't get me wrong. 6-1.
Moyes never won
6-1 at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's an absolutely disgraceful result. But in the grand scheme of things, we're not winning the Premier League. So, we can rule that one out. If we win our game in hand, we're 3 points off top 4. That's what we're fighting for. So we're just going to have to try and move on, because that's our standard. We are not Manchester United. We're only Manchester United in the form of the kit, in the form of the name, in the form of Old Trafford. We are finished. We are not Manchester United. We have lost everything to do with Manchester United. The identity, everything.
I can see where you're coming from, yeah. But like I said, I know we're talking about Alex Ferguson. Moyes I don't think would have lost that game 6-1. LVG wouldn't have lost that game 6-1. Jose Mourinho would never have lost that game 6-1. So, I mean, like I said, I don't want to start pointing fingers, but it started to become a bit of a crisis. And the only reason we lost 6-1 under Fergie is because we were too arrogant to change our philosophy. I don't really want to. This is the one and only time I'll mention the Scouser result today. The only reason they lost the way they lost is because they were arrogant enough to continue playing their style of football, kept going high press, kept doing it, and kept getting punished. But that's a different story. That's the only reason Fergie lost 6-1. Now, any other manager, if you're getting battered like we were getting, like we got battered, like it could have been any number and it would have been okay. Like the fact is, yeah, I don't think we would have won the game with 11 men. The way we were playing, we don't have a style of play. We don't have tactics. We're set up to be a counter-attacking team, but we have no style when it comes to defense. Yeah, which is the big problem that I see that we have. We've got no defense. Like, we're going to get to players now. I think I'll kick it off with if anyone want to pick out certain player performances, I'm going to pick out a player performance. I think Evra said it. He started it. I'm going to finish it. We're always talking about, who should partner Maguire? Who should partner Maguire? Believe you me, it is time for Maguire to be put to the side. He might be captain. He might be 80 million, but he's making so many mistakes. It's unbelievable. Like, you might as well, I think, just cut your losses with him, yeah? Put him on the bench. Bring him in on the rotation until he can prove himself, just like you're doing with Bailly. I'd rather we take the risk with Bailly and Lindelof. I'd rather we go with bloody Twanzebe. I'd rather give Mengi a run of games. I am done with Harry Maguire. Yeah, you know what it is? You know what I'd say? Chris Smalling would be an option for me. I'd have Chris Smalling and Bailly right about now. Believe you me,
I think Chris Smalling and Bailly. Chris Smalling has to stay now.
Chris Smalling has to stay. Give him the bumper deal. He's got to stay. You know what I mean? Harry Maguire is just a reincarnation of Phil Jones. He's just 2.0. Yeah, I'm done. Done with Harry Maguire. I don't think there's any way back for him. I don't think there's any way back for him. No, he's a squad player for me. No. He's not first teamer. You can't build a team around Harry Maguire. I'm sorry.
Harry Maguire had a tough summer. You need to take that into account.
Listen, we would have been better off if they kept him in jail. If Harry Maguire was in jail right now, we would not be losing that game 6-1. That's all I've got to say. Abdul.
It's slightly harsh to say he should be in jail.
If he was in jail. I'm not saying if he was in jail. We would have lost. We would have not lost.
Maguire should not be in the team at the moment. His performances so far have been poor, but so have many other players as well. But obviously, we need the defence to be on point, and he's nowhere near the standard he was even last season. And maybe we're overhyping him. A lot of players from Europe do not rate Harry Maguire. They're like, why have you spent 80 million on Harry Maguire? He's not rated in Europe. We've signed him for 80 million. Obviously, we were completely ripped off by that deal. I think he has a future at the club. I wouldn't say he should never play again, but he needs to be benched for sure. Our at this moment in time, our best option is Lindelof and Bailly, and it has to be. And if Smalling ends up staying, which I think he should now, to be honest, because we don't have any other options. If we keep him for a season and we let him go next season, that's probably what we need to do, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Gus?
I think, obviously, Harry Maguire will get a lot of focus on his performance today, which wasn't good enough. But like Abdul said, there was many players performances that weren't up to the standard of Manchester United. There's another player that I'd like to take some focus on as well, and it's Mr. Paul Pogba. One thing I don't understand is why he's strolling around the pitch with a white armband on his elbow. What happened? He got a little cut on his elbow. What's the reason for that? That's what I want to know first. Second of all, the 5th goal, I think he gave the penalty away. He's just strolling around in that midfield. He is playing some of the worst football that I've ever seen Paul Pogba playing. Is it down to poor fitness? Does he want to be there? Does he want a contract renewal? I don't know. But they're not the only 2 players whose performances need to be questioned.
Hamas, I think, agrees with me somewhat. Harry Maguire is not a captain. Ole and staff made a huge mistake. He can't galvanise a team when we're behind in the game. He will never be a captain. I 100% agree. He doesn't. The thing is, when you're down and you're behind, you look to your captain to kind of like, come on, lads, let's do this. Let's keep it tight. He can't do it himself. How is he going to tell anyone else to do it? That's what I think. Harris, you think he's still got a future?
Yeah, definitely. Look, when he came in, he played really well for a season. You don't become a poor player within the space of 3 games, do you?
So was he really that good last year? Was he really that good?
He was our best defender, yeah, without doubt.
I don't think it was
out of the options that we've got. We haven't got great options. Yeah.
Out of who's there, he is our best defender. Now that can't be questioned. He is our best defender. So
no, he's not. He's not.
Who is it then?
He definitely isn't. I think Bailly when fit is much better.
If and when fit, and even today was a joke today as well. Joke performance.
Harry Maguire kicked it off. Yeah, his 2 mistakes for me.
Oh yeah.
So his first mistake was you can't even. There's no excuse. You can't be
indefensible.
Yeah.
The second one, like you're stood in front of the free kick. You're stood there, like. Is it like, what are you doing? Stood there like having a chat, like either block it or run back. Don't just chill. So he put us on the back foot. Yeah. After that, we would have, like I said, we would have lost the game anyway. 11 men, no problem. I've got no issue with that. It's the fact that he is personally culpable. Like you can pinpoint it down to him. Had that been another player instead, we wouldn't have conceded those goals. Like you can put it down to tactics, you can put it down to Ollie this, Ollie that. Yeah, I put it down to Ollie a little bit, but he put us in a bad position. And the fact is, we're not tactically coached enough to defend anyway, and we just got ripped apart. Especially with 11 men, we can't do it with 10. 11, sorry. So with 10 men, we just got smashed.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree that Maguire probably should maybe step up, but I think this
he's got to. There's no 2 ways.
Because potentially, if he does play for England, he may find a little bit of form. So that might be good for him. If not, then yeah, we might have to go with stick with Bailly, Lindelof.
Smalling maybe.
I think Smalling's going to go. I've read something like that.
Yeah. Thing is, I'd right about now, Smalling and Bailly sounds good to me. Even Smalling and Lindelof sounds good to me.
I mean, like everyone's making a mistake. Even Shaw today was pathetic. Shaw was rubbish. Shaw
doesn't like to stop crosses. Yeah. No. He doesn't like to stop crosses. That's his problem. He doesn't like to stop crosses. He can't stop crosses. Going forward, I think because obviously we're playing against a bigger team, we looked a bit more like, we had a bit more space to run around and do our bits. So it looked a bit better, and Shaw was getting in better positions. But overall, I think the Tellers deal needs to happen fast.
He needs competition. He needs to be. He needs to see that. If he's not performing, that there's somebody there who's gonna step in and maybe take that position off him.
So anyway, other than Maguire and Qasim picked up on Pogba, Abdul, do you think anyone else was horrendous today?
I think you can say that to everyone who actually played today, to be honest. What I don't get is we all know Pogba's not in form. He's not fit. He had COVID over the summer, so he's clearly not fit. Why did Van der Beek not start? With the minutes he's had on the pitch, he's actually looked really good. So I'm not sure why he's not starting. And even his agent did mention he's not happy to be on the bench. So I'm not sure what's going on there, to be honest.
I think he's going to get his time. He'll get his time. It's good. I don't know, man. I don't know whether he's rocking the boat.
If you're Donny van de Beek and you had it, I'm saying if you're Donny van de Beek right now and you had a contract agreed with Real Madrid, you've flown into Manchester and you've seen this absolutely car crash, you're thinking, get me out. Maybe Sanchez wasn't wrong after all, after the first training session. Maybe he was right. I just want to add one more thing. Is today's result that much of a surprise? Because against Crystal Palace, they easily could have scored 5-6 goals. Against Brighton, you're damn right they could have easily scored 5-6 goals. We played somebody with a little bit of quality, a little bit of tactical
clinical. We played some clinical,
So really,
the first team we've actually played with proper strikers.
So the result was
very, very good point. Very good point. But the thing is, forward, we do better against teams that are a bit more open. And today's game was open, and today's game was a chance for us to show what we could do.
Yeah,
this is the kind of game that we do well in. Like over the years, like no matter if you're in poor form, we play Tottenham, we beat Tottenham. No matter what, we could be going through the worst spell of our careers. We beat these teams. And so I mean, we beat these teams. Like we beat these teams constantly. Like these are the types of games that we played. They're open games. This is what we're supposed to be like.
Last season, also we had a great record against the top six. So again, it's even more of a surprising result, to be honest.
I think going forward, though, where we win our game against Newcastle, it's 3 points. The matter of how we lost today is
that's a tough match though against Newcastle.
They're in form.
And I think we played a lot of games against Arsenal. I think we're playing Chelsea, Everton. It's going to be
in a row. Yeah.
PSG, Leipzig, Arsenal, Chelsea. I think they come pretty much back to back.
Our season could be over before Christmas, and that, I think, for me, unfortunately, is going to mean the end of.
The big problem for me is we've lost our games at Old Trafford, and we look as though because we have to take the front foot at home. That just doesn't suit us. We're just too open at the back, and we're just getting exposed.
On the flip side, like I said,
and we play Arsenal and Chelsea at home as well. So they're the two more big games at home. So we could end up losing 4 or 5 games at Old Trafford within this within the first 2 months.
That's the thing. I mean, like I said, today I can put down to individual error, like from Harry Maguire, and a very, very unfortunate red card. Which those two factors have spoiled the game. Like, if you look at it on the flip side, if it wasn't for those two things, it might have been a 2-1 loss, or a 3-1 loss, or a 3-2, or a 2-2. It could have been anything. It wouldn't have been a humiliation. So we were unlucky, very unlucky, with the Martial red card. Again, that doesn't stop the fact that we were defensively horrendous, and we haven't sorted those issues out, and I don't think we are going to sort those issues out. But that's something for another show.
I think it's all fine margins, because I think when it was 2-1, if you remember, Rashford had that amazing opportunity where he hit the post. If he scores that goal, it's 2-2.
It changes the complexion of the game.
It's fine margins, isn't it? If he scores that, then, we might have ended up getting a draw out of it or something like that. So
I mean, normally at this point I'd be asking about player ratings, but I don't think there's any point today. I don't think there's any point. I don't think anyone did anything of note. I don't think there was one person you could kind of say, did the business. Or I don't know, prove me wrong. But for me, the villain of the day is Harry Maguire. I cannot find most of the defense. Let's say our defense, and the fact that we don't have defensive shape. But if I'm going to put my money on one, I'm just going to say Harry Maguire today. It's sad. I've met him. He's a nice guy, but I'm sorry. I love my club.
So are we doing a kind of a worst player, man of the match round?
Worst of the opposite of man of the match. Yeah.
Worst player of the match award.
Yeah. I can't go past the individual errors. Like team error, I can live with, but individual error, I can't. Like on multiple occasions. So I've got to say, Maguire, worst player of the match, has to be taken out. Has to be. But I know he won't. I know Ole's going to stick with him, but he needs to be taken out for his own sake. Abdul.
Totally agree with that. I think, Maguire was probably the worst player on the pitch. Other players were probably as bad as him, but I think he actually started off that vicious cycle where he was making errors. Everyone else was feeling nervous. They weren't comfortable on the ball because of that at the end. They actually didn't want the ball. You could see they were in the second half was a disgrace. They had no passion. They weren't even going for it. They knew they weren't going to do anything. And it all started with Harry Maguire's errors. The first goal was absolute shambles. He actually had the opportunity to head the ball up 3 times. He actually fouled Luke Shaw for some reason. He was about to clear it. Not sure what was going through his head. He just lost his head because of that. If the United captain had a howl like that, it sets the mood for the rest of the team. I think that's what happened. And I also think Paul Pogba had an absolute shocking game as well. Both of them need to be out for the next game. They should not be in the starting 11.
Cass?
I think it might have been Monday Night Football last week, but I was watching a video on YouTube. Roy Keane was having a say, as he usually does. And he was saying that if somebody give the ball away when he was playing, they would get absolutely slaughtered in the dressing room. And that's if they just do one wayward pass. So, God, I just would love to know if there was any time for an Amazon documentary, it was today. And I would love to see what was said in that locker room and what, everybody's got to say.
Nothing would have been said in that locker room. Like, come on, lads. Well done.
You think
chin up, hugs and bloody. What?
I don't think he would give any grilling. I think
he's not there. He's not. Yeah,
that's the biggest problem.
Chin up, lads. It's unlucky boys. We had an unlucky red card. Let's keep going. Let's keep fighting. No, I'm not for this. I need to come out. I need to see this in the press. I need to see these people saying, like, I've seen a few quotes already, like, oh, it's not acceptable, this, that, and the other. I need to see changes I need to see people taken out of the team for 2-3 games, so we know that we both know that those people were at fault, because people were at fault. It's not like unlucky. It's people were at fault here.
I mean, for people that are watching, or people, sorry, go on, Horace.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Luke Shaw, just to, throw a different name in the mix. He was out positioned so many times. It was unreal. It was like watching Sunday League football.
He was playing centre back at times.
Yeah,
we had Harry
fullbacks.
No idea what he was doing. Yeah, but no idea what he was doing. It was just
maybe he was trying to compensate for Harry Maguire's shocking performance.
No. You stick to your own position before you worry about anyone else's.
Yeah. And I think what summed it up, I think he was pretty much in a 1v1 race with Mora. Even though he had a bit of a head start, he got outpaced in the end. It ended up hacking him down. It was probably a red card, to be fair, but it was kind of like down at the touchline, so we got a yellow. But
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
If you're getting outpaced and outskilled, then take the man out. No problem. I'm all right with that.
I just think we need a quicker left back. Someone who's quicker. Someone who can cross it in. Someone who's gonna try and take a player on, something like that. We just need something different. So for me, I'm going with Luke Shaw.
Yeah, well, we've got, like I said, no one covered themselves in glory today. There's not really much more we can say than the fact that it was poor. There was nothing. We scored our usual.
What happens for Newcastle? That's what we need to.
What happens for Newcastle? I think the breaks come at a good time, because we're not ready to be playing anyone at the moment. We're in a bad way. Yeah, there's something needs to go on.
I think if you played Newcastle on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was just going to say, for anybody that's going to be watching this show, there's one video that I want to recommend to everyone, and that is Scott McTominay's interview with MUTV.
Yeah,
He's a Man United guy. He showed passion. He showed the most passion, more than anyone on the pitch today. And you could tell that he was hurting. And the only way we can go forward is if people actually show that same passion. And that's the passion that I don't think was on the pitch. Whether it's in the locker room or not, I don't know.
Yeah. Thing is, passion alone is not enough. Yeah. Because Igalo's got passion. He's got more passion than a lot of people. But I don't think you want to see him start every week. McTominay, for all the passion that he has, yeah, he does a job, but is he the man to take you to a victory? Is he going to get you out of a sticky situation?
I would have expected him to be running until the last minute of the last second, even if we were.
You can expect that, but if everyone else around him is just breaking down, what are you going to do? So yeah. Anyway,
what I would like to say as well. Sorry, what I would like to say is last season we had a horrendous result against Burnley at home, and then after that we were on a great run. So potentially that could happen again. Obviously, it looks very unlikely to be honest, but against Burnley we were horrendous last season, and then after that we went on a great run. So I mean, it's not all doom and gloom, but at the moment it feels bad.
Yeah, we weren't.
Not a good time at the moment.
I don't think we were playing Arsenal and Chelsea straight after though.
And PSG.
Yeah, or PSG. PSG, I dread to think what's going to happen. I seriously dread
PSG, Chelsea, and then Leipzig, and then Arsenal. They're all massive games. Massive games.
Yeah. I'll take park the bus. Bring Mourinho back in just to give us a
counter-attack every game.
Just to give us some like defensive coaching, just to get us the 0-0, park the bus for the next 5 games, and after that we'll try and play football again.
Is it too late for us to change the channel? Maybe we should start covering cricket, or is it too late? For that?
might have to. Might change to RedFlex, meaning that the red ball cricket. Yeah.
We might have to.
Anyway. Yeah.
Plenty of games left in the season. There's plenty of games left in the season yet, don't worry.
Yeah, we could do that. Well, anyway, I think we're done. I think we're done with Man United. It was disgusting. It was disgraceful. Abdul, one word to describe, or 2 words to describe the performance.
There's a lot of words that could be used here. All I can say at the moment is disgraceful. Disgraceful. We're not playing for the badge. Especially in the second half. Absolute disgrace.
Cass?
I think we've got a question in the comments before I tell you my 2 words.
Yeah, we'll take Kamas's question. Boys have a question. Are we expecting anything tomorrow apart from Cavani and Tellers, which is confirmed by Romano? I think he means Sancho. Do we think Sancho's happening? I'll quickly say no.
I think there's a winger that we link with. Plays for some sort of like Uruguayan team.
I think he's a young kid though. Under 18, I think we're probably
16-year-old.
Anyway, yes or no for Sancho tomorrow? Abdul?
No.
Cass?
I don't think that's going to happen.
I personally don't think so. Whether or not they have a change of heart and throw 70, 80 million at Koulibaly, I'm praying every second until the deadline. The 2 words that I'm going to use are spineless and cowardly to describe today's performances.
Okay. Harris?
Sancho, I think no. Another winger potentially. I think the feeling most of us have right now is, if your cat dies or your dog dies, you get that. You just feel disgusted. You feel upset. You feel hurt. I think that's how I'm feeling right now.
I think most of us are feeling pretty bad. The only light being certain other result. But anyway, thanks for watching the RedFlex, the one and only channel in the world run by 4 Manchester United supporting brothers. We will see you again, possibly tomorrow, if we have something fantastic happen in the transfer window. But the way we're feeling right now, we don't think so. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you know whenever we go live, because in the next 24 hours, it could be at any point. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next.